Hello everybody and welcome back to Random Vids. Every once in a blue moon I'll make a video in the middle of the week because why the heck not? So it's been about 2 months, a little less than 2 months since I did my last Super Kitties story review. Obviously if you don't know my great friend Lucas from Button Bambi Super Kitties, he ends up usually sending me a bunch of different stories for me to review. Two of his good friends that are also in most of these stories is Star from Star Stories and Sophie from Sophie Second, I think. Melina's Spooky Boot, something like that. But anyway, this time the tables are a little different. Star ended up recommending a story for me to review. So, after the last story I did, this was the next story that I wanted to review because it was the next one that I got recommended to. And I don't want to, I don't want to forget and just skip over some stories. So, today, join me as we talk about the Super Kitties and the Buddy birthday bungle. Also, by the way, happy birthday, Lucas. Hope your day goes really great. It's Buddy's birthday today, and he is 8 years old, which I think canonly he's 7. I think. I'm not sure. But in this story, he turned 8 years old. Of course, everybody is wishing Buddy a happy birthday. And, hoping that his birthday goes really well. But guess what? It's not just Buddy's birthday today, it's also Marcel's birthday, too. Marcel is turning 5 years old. And Caddy wants to give Marcel something. However, Caddy doesn't have a gift planned for Marcel. So, of course, I bet you can guess where this is going. Since all he wants is for Marcel to be happy and have a great 5th birthday. So back to the Super Kitties. Ginny gives Buddy a present, which ends up being a scarf. When Sparks sees this, he gets a little bit upset. Bitsy also has a gift for Buddy, but it's being delivered later on. Then the Super Kitty com goes off on Buddy's birthday. So they go down to the little Super Kitty cavern. It does its little song. Then it does the, Ginny, Sparks, Buddy, Bitsy. Bitsy's playing around, etc. Sparks powers up the little computer, and it ends up being the Squeakerton family. I don't remember who the Squeakertons are. It sounds like some sort of squirrels or chipmunks. Anyway, they call because their son's art project ends up being stolen. As they meet up with Benny, who I guess is the son, another Super Kitty call goes on, and it ends up being Sparks and Buddy's mom. Now, keep in mind, the show Super Kitties doesn't ever once canonly address Sparks and Buddy's parents. But in the stories that Lucas and Star come up with, Buddy and Sparks' mom is named Bridget, and she's also a Bengal cat, just like Sparks. Anyway, it turns out that somebody also stole Bridget's present, which was supposed to be going to Buddy. Eventually, then the Super Kitties end up catching up to Cat Burglar, who is the culprit of stealing everyone's gifts. Also, around that point, Pip and Freddy also show up. Once again, if you don't know, Pip and Freddy are the two main characters from the show Tots. Once again, Lucas and Star like to put them in the Super Kitties stories, kind of like crossover characters. So, cool, they're here. They're probably here wishing Buddy a happy birthday as well. Oh yeah, and Bambi and Thumper are also in this story too. So as they're chasing Caddy, Thumper ends up asking Sparks, "Hey, did you give your gift to your brother yet?" or something like that, and Sparks gets upset. Now keep in mind, this is something that we don't know in the story yet, but Sparks does have a gift for Buddy, but it isn't shown that he has given it to Buddy yet. He wants Buddy to like his gift, but he isn't sure if Buddy is going to like it or not. So, of course, his mom stops and comforts him. After Bridget ends up comforting her son as well as singing a song to him, Sparks ends up feeling better. So now it's time to stop Cat Burglar. But how are they going to do that? Well, they end up using a trick that cats love. Tuna! And the trick actually works as Caddy is very tired from running, and he gets really hungry. And everyone ends up trapping him then. Later on, they end up finding the McWhisker family, where it's revealed that it's Marcel's birthday, which, of course, him and Buddy are really happy about that. Marcel's looking for Caddy when Caddy scoops them all up and, of course, tells Marcel, "Happy birthday!" By the way, getting off topic a little bit, Marcel is adorable. And I haven't watched too much of Super Kitty Season 3 yet. I know this, I'm really behind, but basically Season 3 has now ended, so it's definitely going back on my... I watched a few episodes of Season 3, but I want to rewatch the whole thing again. I want to be able to properly see the full season, so I haven't seen Marcel in Season 3 yet, but who knows. And of course, the McWhisker family find out that Caddy has been stealing a bunch of presents. So Caddy, of course, tells them that he just wanted to get Marcel a special present, and that's when Sparks tells him about how he understands and how he wanted Buddy to have his, the best day ever as well. Sparks, I guess, then reveals his gift by saying it was a piece of art. And of course, the McWhisker family tell Caddy that what Marcel really wants is just his Uncle Caddy. And Marcel nods as he kisses Caddy on the cheek. Oh, that is so adorable. Usually when you think of mice, you think of rodents that get into your house, but I love the way that Super Kitties did these mice characters, and Marcel is definitely the best of all the mice characters in the show. He's so adorable, and we need more of him when Season 4 comes around. Later on, Buddy and Marcel are celebrating their birthdays together, singing and dancing, having fun. Then, of course, Bitsy takes out her little recorder thing and tells viewers the message of this episode. And it ends with everyone getting a big old hug. And there we go. That was the Buddy Birthday Bungle made-up fan episode. So thank you so much, Star, for reaching out and recommending this. It was a great story. It was fun. I could totally see this as a Super Kitties episode. 100%. You and Lucas, of course, both did a great job, as always. There is another story that Star did recommend to me for me to review. So that one potentially might be next, and there's another one that Lucas wants me to review as well. So don't worry, both of those stories I hopefully will push out before the end of this year. So those are the two stories that I really want to do. But in the meantime, I hope you guys do enjoy me reviewing this story. So once again, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for recommending it so I could read it and, of course, review it. And, of course, once again, shout out to Star, shout out to Lucas. You guys both did a phenomenal job, as always, with all the stories. And, once again, happy birthday, Lucas. Isn't that kind of funny, where we were talking about a birthday episode of Super Kitties, and today, it's Lucas's birthday. So, happy birthday, and I hope that your day goes really well. Anyway, with that, there's nothing else I really gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Once again, shout out to Star and shout out to Lucas. I'll have their channels linked down in the description, and I hope you guys have a great weekend coming up, and I'll see you Sunday. Have a great day.